Hello friends, Ranveer here back again with another video on Power BI tutorial. So this video basically about the transaction analysis, and the transaction was last night transaction on, or we can say this is the only one day transaction. Here we are going to analyze, and inside the transactions, all logical thinking was already set by the system, by the logical thinking, like risk score and all. As you can see, as you can see on my dashboard, this is the simple and short transaction data, or we can say this is the risk data. So here transaction ID, user ID, amount, transaction type. Here we have on which platform transaction was happen, like it was the ATM transaction, online transaction, post, and QR. And next, what are the category of merchants here? So like this merchant was clothing, electronics, food, grocery, and travel. And this is the country, here France, US, UK, etc. And this is the hour on which hour the transaction was happen. So this was already transformed data. ETL process already happened in this data. So this was the risk score percentage here. So on the risk score basis, I have calculated the fraud or not fraud. If in both device risk score and IP risk score, both risk score is above 70 or 85, then I have created the is fraud or not fraud mark here, like 01. Okay. So and this is a risk category I have defined here: high, low, and medium. So these are the logical thinking, on the basis of any logical thinking. If suppose we want to uh, we want to make highly risk transaction above 85 score, on the basis of these both columns, like device risk score and IP risk score. So on both basis, if you want to calculate on above, if anyone above is 85 above, then we will calculate here highly risk. And for about the low risk score, we will calculate like 75. Okay. And about the medium, this will be about the 50. So let me show you dex formula inside this. Okay. So this was the desk formula I have used here. This was already used something like help from the ChatGPT and all, but behind the behind the formula logic I was thought already, and take help from the ChatGPT. So this is the normal thinking, you know. And in return, so like suppose in I have set both these columns in variable, and then return if x value is 0.9 and y value is 0.9, then this will be highly risk score. Okay. And if this is about the above 50% in both, including x and y value, then this will be medium. And less than 50, this will be the normal risk score. Okay. So after the risk categories of each and every transaction, I have made the Power BI desktop here. So this will be the desktop my that was created by me. And here in this desktop, you can see each and every information is clearly showing. Okay. So just like this was the these are the total transactions of happen in the last night, or we can say at the last date. Okay. So 92,000 transaction was happen in the last day. And there are according to categories, like highly, medium, and normal. So we have normal transaction was 87,000 crores, and fraud transaction was 5,000. And this is the volume of the transaction, highly, medium, etc. So as you can see, and this is the This is the line chart. Okay, here we can see, uh, we can see in this normal transaction and fraud transaction, two categories only. So zero will be the zero will be the fraud. I think zero will be the zero. It's a normal transaction. Okay, and one will be the fraud transaction. Okay, so as you can see, uh, this line is upping at this point. Okay, so this is the 1 a.m. I think. So at the night 1 a.m. Major transaction was happening in the risk category. Okay, so I mean maximum transaction categorized in risk level, highly risk level. So this is the very important point here. And down and in the early morning, the fraud ratio is very less, and normal transaction is increasing. So this is a very good output graph here we can see. Okay, so like at, at the 9 p.m. I think. Yeah, this is the 9 p.m. Here we can see transaction ratio was very high, and fraud transaction was normal. I think this is the normal average ratio, 100 100 approx, 150 approx. But at the night midnight 12 p.m, you know, 1 a.m, this fraud transaction ratio is very increasing. So this is the line chart, and this is the transaction id by risk category. I mean, this is the transaction id count here basically. So low risk is about 88,000, as you can see, 87,000 approx here, and high risk was 3,000 and medium was 2k. Okay, so this is the normal graph column charts I have used here, and this is fraud transaction by category here. Okay, so QR, ATM, POS, online, as you can see in this chart. Let me focus it. In this chart, as you can see, QR code transaction happening in very highly quantity, and in the ATM, then POS, then online transaction. This ratio is down on the online transaction. So major category transaction was happening on QR code, and the risk score is, I think risk score is also on QR code. Okay, then ATM, you know, is food one, and is counter transaction ID 2000 42. So basically we are categorized here, and we are categorized the transaction, and in this category we can see uh, various type of merchant doing transactions by quantity and all. Like suppose this is the pie chart, and in travel agency 25,000 transactions happening. Then the ratio is food and clothing. I think approx this is equal. This is 20%, and this is 19%, and then this is the grocery. This is the electronic percent. Okay, so this is basic information about the risk data analyzing. I'm not creating anything here, because I'm creating video after a very long time. Transaction ID is fraud. In which hour transaction was happen? What is the amount of here? What is the transaction type? User ID, merchant category, and device risk score, IP risk score, and all. So this is fine. Okay, so okay, well, thank you very much. This was the basic information about the transaction analyzing dashboard Power BI on Power BI.